All right. What's the final email today?
Well, this final email comes from Amanda Wright. Hi, John. I'm a horror fan, and the last couple of years have seen a big jump in the profile of horror movies with some great surprise hits. Looking forward to 2019. What horror films do you have your eye on the most? John, what do you want to be scared by in the new year?
You know, it is funny. She is absolutely right. There has been a bit of a resurgence in horror. I mean, a horror that's really been taking front and center stage with people. Like, we've had movies like Lights Out, which I just loved. Then you had movies like, I mean, it's horror comedy, but you had Happy Death Day,
which I liked.
Yeah,
the sequel looks good.
And the sequel looks great. We had Hereditary, which is kind of like psychological horror kind of things. I mean, we had It. We had Don't Breathe, which with Stephen Lang, which
I loved Don't Breathe.
So did I, man. And I cannot wait for them to do a sequel with that one as well. And we've been getting these, and Blumhouse, like, we're in the age of Blumhouse, where this is some studio making these little low budget for bus fare movies that come out and make $100 million or make $80 million when they made it for $5 million.
Get Out.
Oh my God, Get Out. So yeah, we are heading in, and you know what? 2019 looks like it could also be pretty dang special. 2019 looks like it could also be pretty dang special. I'll tell you which one I'm looking forward to the most in just a second. But obviously we've got It. You know, It 2, the second chapter is coming. I love the first It. I thought the first It was great. Then we've got some other ones, like maybe a little bit. We got Happy Death Day to You 2. They're calling New Mutants. It's really, they're calling it a kind of a horror movie. That's cool. We got Three from Hell and things like that. We got La Llorona, which that trailer was amazing. I kept calling it Lorena. Right. And then everybody's like, John, it's La Llorona. I'm like, all right, fine. I'm terrible at my pronunciation. That scene in the car was so freaking good. I remember watching that scene in the car with my wife. The kid is like, my wife is like,
I mean, they played the whole scene in a trailer.
Yes, they did. They really did. But I'm going to say this. The one I'm looking forward to the most, and I was not before, I wasn't even all that excited at all. I quite frankly thought it was a bad idea to make a remake of Pet Sematary. I was not on board with that. I didn't think it was a great idea. It wasn't something I thought they should do. But then I heard, you know, you got Jason's in there, you got John Lithgow in there. Then they dropped the trailer. The little drum beat, right? Yeah. And like the whole thing, the way it's shot, the tone they showed me. I'm not a huge horror movie guy. I mean, horror movies generally, they don't scare me. Even the ones I really love, they don't scare me. So I'm not big into horror all that much. But I saw the It trailer, and I was like, oh my God, this might be one of those few films.
Pet Sematary.
Sorry, Pet Sematary, thank you. I saw the Pet Sematary trailer, and I went, oh my God, this could be one of those very few instances where a remake / reboot comes out that is actually better than the original. And that could very well be the case here. So for me, the one I am looking forward to the most going into 2019 is, right now, it's absolutely it. Then you got, some people want to say, you know, Zombieland, I think, what's it called?
The sequel.
The sequel. But I mean, again, that's kind of more like Happy Death Day to You. It's more like comedy horror. But I'll tell you what, right now, Pet Sematary's got to be the one that's the top of my list. What about you?
I think you're right. I mean, I can't wait to see. Pet Sematary was the scariest book to this day that I've ever read. And a lot of people watching this won't remember this, but that was a book Stephen King did not want to release. And it was this notorious book in the late 70s, early 80s. Like, Stephen King wrote this book that's too scary even for him. And when that book came out, I ran to the bookstore to get that book. And I read it in one sitting. And I had a cat at the time. The cat walked into my bedroom when I was reading it. It scared the bejesus out of me.
Your first mistake is having a cat.
Oh,
okay,
come on.
Be clear about
I got a cat now. But I have to tell you, it's not so much a horror film, but because it has monster in the title, I'm gonna say this. I cannot wait for Mike Dougherty's Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Now, this is not so much a horror film, but it has Ghidra, it's got Rodan, it's got Mothra. It is, and Mike Dougherty is he's a huge sweaty. He's a huge horror fan from way back.
Now, he's the same dude who directed Trick or Treat, right?
Yes, he directed Trick or Treat. And I know him, and I've known him for years. And it's like if you won the lottery and got to direct your favorite movie from childhood, Mike Doherty has won the lottery with Godzilla, King of the Monsters. And that trailer, they're playing Debussy's Claire de Lune in that trailer. I can't wait. I love kaiju movies. I'm a huge fanatical. Rodan is my very favorite of all the Japanese monster movies. Go back and watch it. It's really scary, even though it's about a giant flying petrodactyl or whatever. But I can't wait.
By the way, show some respect. It's King Ghidorah.
Yes, yes.
Let's show some respect.
You are right. You are, or Monster Zero. You know, if you want to watch another great movie, watch Godzilla versus Monster Zero with the aliens from Planet 10. It's everything you want in a kaiju movie. It's awesome.
All right, guys, that will do for the email segment of our